G'day and welcome to the Rant Corner. Today I'm going to be talking about Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory, the complete edition for the Nintendo Switch, to see whether or not it's worth it. I'm actually a surprisingly big fan of Digimon. I actually really like all the characters, all the little designs. They're actually really cool. It's unfortunate that they make terrible games often. Unfortunately for their track record, this happens to be a good one. This is a good game. It's actually two games and they're both equally fantastic. So what's the deal? Well, in Cyber Sleuth, you're a teenager-y kid, kind of standard Japanese. It's a JRPG, it's what you'd expect, right? So you run around with your mates, you find some stuff, you become a hacker, you get a Digimon, you do a thing. Then there's a whole mystery and a conspiracy and you have to unravel it with this detective chick whose name I cannot pronounce. Normally this would be the part where I'd be able to tell you their name, but because the entire game isn't actually dubbed in English, it's all in Japanese. Even the English version of the game is effectively just subs only. So this will probably keep a lot of people from playing the game. I would too enjoy it in English, except for the fact when you remember that it's a JRPG. So for most of the dialogue, you're just sort of going, yeah. It's not really the end of the world. So you run around with your mates, you're solving cyber crimes, cyber mysteries, you're doing cyber things, and you get a team of Digimon. Now, this is the big selling point for me for this entire game and its franchise, is that you don't just get one Digimon. You can actually have a team actively battling of 3 with like another 9 in the back pocket. This is actually really cool. They all level up at the same time. They can all digivolve and they can de-digivolve and they can do all these kinds of different things, but it allows you to actually build an entire Digimon team. Now, you might be sitting there going, well, that's like 12 dudes. The hell do you need 12 dudes for? You will actually need all 12 of them. Like, Pokemon might be considerably easy because you don't even need a full team of 6. You could probably get away with about 4 or 5 if you know what you're doing. With this game, and with Hacker's Memory as well as an extension to this, you're going to need all 12, because this is a JRPG. It's a turn-based strategy situation, right? But the bosses and some of the endgame bosses from the original game, like little demon lords and stuff like that, like, you are really genuinely going to need 12 or more Digimon. You're going to need every damn body you can get on your team, because it is seriously that intense. I didn't think it would need to be that bad, but yeah, no, it is. One of my favorite parts, actually, about the game, collecting all these Digimon and actually being able to digivolve them in somewhat straightforward sort of ways. And it's definitely not as punishing as Digimon World 1, where I kept getting freaking Supermon, so I'm very glad that it's, you can choose. But one of the great things about this is that it gives you all these really cool visualizations, right? Like, you get to see what it's like to move through various digital networks. It's like, oh, where am I now? You're on a server. Here's all the moving bits of information. Here's how you got there. You travel through the Ethernet cable, right? Or you travel through a wireless signal. Like, it's actually kind of cool. It's not really a point to sell the game for a transition. I'll be honest, but like, damn, I was like, that's kind of sick. I like that. So Hacker's Memory is a bit different to Cyber Sleuth, without giving too much of the story away, because I don't want to do any of that, because you should really genuinely play this for yourself. Hacker's Memory is where you play as, yet again, another teenager. The graphics have had a little bit of an update, a little bit of a tweak. It's been mad. There's the addition of more waifu Digimon, which I didn't realize we needed more of, but apparently we do. And in any case, as a teenager, someone's taken your account, and apparently in this universe your account is your life. Without it, people think that you're a hacker, despite the fact that hackers can take your account, and it would kind of make sense that people would be understanding of that. Whatever. Basically, you want to try to recover this original account of yours because your entire social network has effectively abandoned you, thinking that you were a criminal, which is a great motivation over the whole, yeah, I was just doing some stuff with my friends from the first game. The events of both these games actually take place at about the same time. There's a lot of crossover and there's a lot of different story that's just like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. And playing them back to back in the complete edition is actually a great way to make sure that you're with all of the story. One of the other really cool things is that you can share your save data. Not really a great way to explain it, but basically what you can do is you can have the Cyber Sleuth save data with the Hacker's Memory save data in the same sort of save file location, right? What this means is that when you complete both of these games' main story, you can actually transfer Digimon between those games. So if you're playing, let's say Cyber Sleuth, right? And you're like, hell yeah, that was mad. I've got all these high level end game Digimon. They're absolutely beautiful. Loved it. So good. But there's a lot more end game challenges on Hacker's Memory that I have not been able to deal with. Just transfer them over, and then all of a sudden they're all there. So it's beautiful. It's self-contained. I really wish and hope for more sequels of the Digimon story series to come out with the ability to transfer all your other Digimon. Apart from me really liking it and thinking that it's really mad and it's this great little entry point into a new Digimon franchise. The music's bopping. The environments are really well designed. The map could use a little bit of work, and really the quest guiding system that they have, which is look at your menu, if it's there, cool, otherwise go talk to the chick in the lab, see what she says. If they both don't help you, then you're screwed. You just have to like Google it and figure out where you are. So some extra quest guiding assistance in this game would actually be totally cool. Like actually highlighting the areas that you need to go to in order to complete a mission objective. That would be sick. That's about the only thing that I can think of that would actually really genuinely improve this game. It's just about as in-depth as what a turn-based, status-y, effect JRPG can be with some really cute Digimon attached to it. It's honestly a lot more fun than what I was expecting. And there's also a couple of ways where you can insta-death stuff, which, man, I love insta-death. It's so good. When I'm not on the receiving end of it. Because I've been hit by that sticker more than once. There is one actual negative that does need to be mentioned about this game, apart from the poor quest directing, is that I played this on the PlayStation 4 originally, because it only came out for that originally, both games. Beat the pants off of them, love those games, so good, bought it again on the Switch, because I was in lockdown, I didn't have access to my games. So the one bad thing is because it's on the Nintendo Switch, as we all know, is not the most powerful of the consoles. It can do some incredible things, and it has done some incredible things when it can be pushed to its limit. But because these games weren't designed to work on the Nintendo Switch, every time you have an encounter, there's like this frame drop where the whole game just sort of freezes for a second and then goes. On the PlayStation 4 version, it's just like, poof, there you go, there's your encounter. Hey, how you doing? And don't worry, later on with a high enough Digimon team, you can turn off random encounters. It's so, you just turn them off. Just go, nah. Or you can manually activate them so you can battle on your own terms and actually control how much fun you have in the game. There's a bit of grinding involved, which is why I recommend you grabbing a Platinum Sukamon or a Platinum Numamon to double and sometimes even triple the experience that you earn in battles. One of the other downsides is without that quest thing is that you can't complete multiple missions at once. You can only complete one mission at a time. I think being able to go to an area with it having a bunch of quests, completing those, because you can complete everything in one area before moving on. Better quest directions in the game so you know where you're going, and the ability to complete more than one objective at a given time would be mad. One of the really interesting things and the very big key difference between Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory is that Cyber Sleuth ends up becoming this game where you're more or less a chosen one who gets to go around and do anime protagonist stuff and save the world, whereas Hacker's Memory is more about you just trying to get your life back, and you're talking to all these other people that have been hurt and that have been damaged by, you know, corporate greed or been manipulated and, you know, downtrodden and all this other sort of stuff. So it's a more grounded human and emotional story as opposed to Cyber Sleuth, but that doesn't really take away from either game, because if you want the power fantasy of having Digimon and becoming God, then go for it. If you want to have that wonderful emotional experience of intimacy with other anime JPEGs, then you can do that through Hacker's Memory. Is this complete collection worth it? I think that the Digimon Story complete collection for Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory is 100% worth it. You should totally check it out if you're into JRPGs. Miss it if you're not. If you wanted a Digimon action game or something that was a little less story intense and a little bit more action focused, this is totally not the game for you. But if you are into JRPGs, taking your time, turn-based combat, hit this up. It's totally good. And it'll take up some time. So if you're really bored and you're looking for a big old time sink, oh, here's a JRPG for you. In fact, here's two for the price of one. Anyway, that's all I had to say today about the Digimon Complete Collection. And I hope that you enjoyed everything that you've seen and heard here on today's rant. And if you have liked it, please like it, subscribe, comment, do the things, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.